Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share with you a heartfelt story, a tale that carries a deep lesson from a mother's advice, a story that reminds us of the wisdom found in simple words and sincere care. This is the story of a young boy named Arman, whose life changed because he listened to his mother's advice at the right moment. Arman was a lively and curious child, full of energy and excitement. He loved playing with his friends in the fields and exploring every corner of his small neighborhood. His mother, a kind and wise woman, often observed his antics with a gentle smile. She knew that one day, Arman would face challenges that required more than just energy and courage. He would need guidance and a moral compass. One evening, as they sat together after dinner, she called him close and shared a piece of advice that he barely paid attention to at first. "Arman," she said softly, "always think before you act. Not every choice leads to happiness, and some actions, even if small, can bring great trouble. Remember, honesty and patience are the keys to a peaceful life." Arman nodded, but his mind was already drifting toward the games he wanted to play. He respected his mother, but like many young children, he thought he knew better than anyone else. A few days later, a situation arose that tested his mother's words. Arman was walking near a market when he noticed a wallet lying on the ground. He picked it up and discovered a large amount of money inside. At that moment, he felt a rush of excitement. He could buy so many toys or sweets, and no one would know. But as he held the wallet, his mother's words echoed in his mind, "Think before you act." Arman felt a strange hesitation. His heart said one thing, but his conscience said another. After a moment, he decided to follow the advice of his mother. He took the wallet to the nearest shop and asked the shopkeeper if anyone had lost it. Soon, the rightful owner arrived, a kind old man who had been searching frantically. The man was extremely grateful to Arman, thanking him and blessing him for his honesty. In that instant, Arman realized the depth of his mother's advice. It wasn't just about money, it was about character, about building a reputation that people could trust. As Arman grew older, he faced many other situations where his mother's words came to mind. There were moments of anger when his friends teased him, moments of impatience when he had to wait for his turn, and moments of fear when he was uncertain about the future. Each time, he remembered her gentle advice, to act with honesty, to think before making decisions, and to remain patient in difficult times. One day, Arman faced a more serious challenge. He was in school when he noticed a classmate struggling with a difficult problem. Many students laughed at the boy, thinking he would never succeed. Arman felt a tug of compassion and remembered his mother's words about kindness and patience. He decided to help the boy quietly, guiding him step by step without boasting or drawing attention to himself. The boy learned and eventually excelled, and Arman felt a satisfaction that money or praise could never bring. It was a living example of the moral that his mother had tried to instill in him: good deeds done with sincerity always bring their own reward. As time went on, Arman shared this wisdom with others. He realized that a mother's advice is not just a suggestion but a guiding light in life. It is often simple but profound, easy to overlook but hard to ignore once its truth is experienced. He began helping younger children, reminding them of the lessons he had learned, teaching them to act with honesty and kindness, and to consider the consequences of their actions. In this way, the story of a mother's advice continued to ripple outward, touching the lives of many people in subtle but meaningful ways. Arman's journey shows us that life is full of choices, and every choice shapes our future. The story highlights the importance of listening to those who care for us, especially parents, who have experienced the world and understand its complexities better than we often realize. It reminds us that patience, honesty, and thoughtfulness are not just moral concepts but practical tools for navigating life successfully. Even small decisions can have significant outcomes. When Arman acted on his mother's advice regarding the lost wallet, he not only returned someone's property but also reinforced his own sense of integrity. This moment, small though it seemed, built the foundation for his character, which influenced every step he took afterward. It shows us that listening to good advice and applying it in everyday life can make us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. The moral of this story is timeless. Life often presents temptations, distractions, and challenges that can lead us astray. But when we pause, reflect, and act thoughtfully, we often find the right path. Arman's experiences teach us that a mother's words carry wisdom born of love and experience. They may seem simple, repetitive, or even boring at times, but they have the power to guide us through complex situations, helping us make choices that we will never regret. Moreover, this story emphasizes that guidance should not be ignored merely because it comes from someone younger or older, someone familiar or ordinary. True wisdom can come in small words spoken at the right time, in gentle reminders, and in quiet lessons. Arman's life became a testament to this, and he grew into a person respected and admired not for wealth or power, but for his honesty, patience, and kindness, qualities nurtured by a mother's loving advice. In conclusion, this story teaches us the importance of valuing guidance, especially from parents or elders who have seen more of life. It reminds us to act thoughtfully, to be honest even when it is difficult, and to cultivate patience in times of trial. A mother's advice, often overlooked or underestimated, can become a cornerstone of a good life. Arman's journey, full of small decisions and lessons learned, shows us that the wisdom of a mother is truly timeless and transformative. So, remember, the next time you hear advice from someone who cares about you, pay attention. It might just be the guidance that shapes your future, as it did for Arman. Life is full of opportunities to act wisely, and sometimes, the smallest words of wisdom carry the greatest weight. Carry them with you, practice them, and watch how they change your life in ways you never imagined.